Right, hi guys. So I'm going to explain a little bit about what phonics is and how you can support your child at home. So synthetic phonics is a way of teaching reading, and there are two crucial things that your child will learn when using synthetic phonics, and that's how sounds are represented by written letters. So for example, M is the sound M, A is the sound A, and T is the sound T. We call these pure sounds. Your child will then use these sounds to begin to blend words together to read whole words. And you might hear teachers talking about words like blending or sounding out or Fred talk or even Fred fingers. That all depends on what scheme your school are using. And we use read, write, ink. So in phonics, there are lots of words that you might hear, for example, phoneme, digraph, trigraph, and grapheme. So a phoneme is the smallest unit of sound in a word. For example, dog has 3 phonemes, so d, o, g. Fish has 3 phonemes, f, I, sh. But you may notice that last sound has actually got 2 letters, but it still only makes 1 sound. And that's called a digraph. And digraphs, for example, are ch, sh, f, ng, and unk. As we say, 2 letters, but they still only make 1 sound. There's also something called a trigraph, which you might have guessed it, but it's got 3 letters, but it still only makes 1 sound. For example, I, as in right, air, as in fair, and your, as in pure. Then there's also something called a grapheme, and a grapheme is a written letter that represents a phoneme. Right, so let's talk a little bit about what blending is. So blending is where we sound out a word and we squash them together and read the word. So for example, we'd say at, mat. But before children recognise those sounds and before they can blend independently, they'll need lots of support and modelling through something called oral blending. In Read, Write, Ink, there's a frog called Fred. And he's amazing because Fred can only talk in sounds. So we need to help him. But he likes to play games with us. And he might tell us to, he might say, p at your head. And the children will repeat it. We'll say, p at your head. They might need more prompts. We might have to do it a little bit quicker. So we'll say, p at your head. And hopefully children can hear those sounds. And as they're saying them, they can then blend them together. If not, we just keep modelling and we'll say pat your head. And then we have another go and he might tell us a different word. Then when children become more confident and they begin to recognise more sounds, they'll begin to read words independently. Right, so let's talk a little bit about segmenting. So this is the reverse process of blending. It's where we convert words into sounds. So for example, the word dog would be segmented as d or g. A way of teaching this, especially in Read, Write, Ink, is by using something called Fred fingers. And we might say to the children, right, we're going to make the word dog and it's got 3 sounds. So we need to show 3 fingers. So we've got 1, 2, 3. And we're going to pinch the sounds in dog. So we will model, we'll do it together, and then they'll have a go independently. So I'd say, right, it's d, o, g. Well, let's do it together. We'll go d, o, g. Right, you have a go. And as children become more confident with doing that, they can do it independently. And sometimes all they will need is that little prompt. You might say, right, it's got 3 sounds. What's the first sound? And 9 times out of 10, they will hear that sound. Okay, what's next? So they just need that little bit of support, and then hopefully they will be able to do it independently. And as they go on throughout school, they won't have to use their Fred fingers. They can just think about the sounds in their head because obviously words have more than 3 sounds. So they'll think independently and think, okay, and we'll write that down. Right, so one thing that we really must remember when we're teaching phonics at school and at home is that we use pure sounds. So pure sounds are the letters we say without adding that schwa sound onto it. So for example, we say instead of m. We say t instead of t, or p instead of p. So I'm now going to show you how we say the sounds in set 1, set 2 and set 3. A, s, d, t, e, n, p, g, o, k, k, a, b, f, e, h, j, v, y, w, z, x, sh, th, ch, k, ng, nk. A, E, I, O, U, A, O, E, ow, oi. A, E, I, O, U, oi, A, O, I, ear, your, you, air, ow. Right, so I hope that's helped and given you a better understanding of how we teach phonics at school and also how you can support your child at home, especially by using those pure sounds. Just remember though, children do find things tricky and we need to support them, we need to be patient with them, work together with the school and just make reading fun for them. All right, thanks guys.